Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this particular video, we'll be looking into how we can add numbers in Solidity. So here you can see I've created a file add.sol and now we're going to write the code for adding numbers in this particular file. So as I already told you, the first thing that you're going to mention is Pragma Solidity and then the version that we are going to use. So here we are going to use 0.8.10 as the version. I already have told the significance of mentioning this particular sign as well as what this particular thing depicts. And this particular line, Pragma Solidity and then the version name tells that the following code that we are going to write is purely written in Solidity language. And on top of this, we can also mention the license that we are going to use. So I already told you how we can specify the license that is SPDX, then hyphen license hyphen identifier, and after mentioning this we have to write a colon and then we need to mention what license we are going to use. So here in this particular case we can mention GPL 3.0. You can also mention Apache. Now as I already told you that in Solidity we create smart contracts, and whatever smart contract we create, that particular smart contract will be getting a specific address on the entire Ethereum blockchain. So let's construct the contract and we will give the name of the contract as addition since we are going to add numbers. And as you know, the code that we are going to write inside smart contract is always enclosed in curly braces. Now I'm going to create a function add which will take the numbers and it will add. So for now we can mention two numbers as the parameters and we can add it. And obviously, this particular function will take the parameters and it will add and return the added value. So now what we'll do is we'll take two parameters. So as you know, the parameters will be numbers. Now, whenever we want to fetch the parameters from the user, so in that particular case, inside the round brackets of the function, we'll have to specify the data type of that particular parameter, and then we'll also have to specify the name of the variable in which we are going to store that particular value, which will be entered by the user. So here you can see we have specified a as the variable in which we are going to store whatever value that particular user will enter first. That will be stored inside the variable named a. And the type of the variable is unsigned integer. You can also specify integer. Next, since we are going to add two numbers, so we'll use a comma and then we can get another parameter also. Now again, the next parameter will be of data type unsigned integer. We can specify uint and then we can specify the next variable name that we are going to store, in which we are going to store the value of it. Once we get the parameters, we can simply add them inside the function. So now it's totally up to you how many numbers you are going to take as an input from the user. For now, we can only specify two numbers, A and B will be the variable in which those two numbers will be stored. And I already told you in the previous video, after specifying the function, we'll also specify the access specifier for that particular function. So here we want the function to be public in the contract as well as outside the contract. After that, we are supposed to mention the keyword pure. Why we have to mention this? Because we are not accessing the contract storage, we are not viewing it. Also, we are not modifying it. That is why we are using the word pure. So now after specifying the keyword pure, we'll have to specify what we are going to return. So for that, we are going to use this particular keyword returns. And post this particular keyword, we'll also have to specify the return type of that particular value that we are going to return. We'll specify uint as the return type. And then once we are done with all this particular step, we can now write the body of this particular function. So inside this particular function, what we are going to do is we'll simply add these two numbers a and b and we'll return that particular variable in which the added value is present. So now since we want to store the added value of these two particular variables a and b, we'll have to first construct that particular variable. So that will also be an unsigned integer and we can specify the name of that particular variable as sum. So this particular variable will store the value of the sum of these two numbers that are present. So we'll specify a plus b. Now, whatever added value is there, it will be stored inside the variable sum, which is of the data type unsigned integer. And this is all about this particular statement. Next statement, we can simply return this particular variable sum. So after performing this particular operation, or in this particular function, the sum of these two numbers will be returned. So that's all about the code. Now let's try to compile this particular file. So here you can see we have to compile the art.sol file. So let's compile it. So here you can see our file has got successfully compiled because we have got a green tick, and post which we will have to deploy our this particular contract, that is addition contract. So we'll come inside deploy tab, and inside this, if you scroll down, you can see the contract addition is now selected, which is present inside the add.sol file, and we'll simply click on this deploy button, and you can see on the right that our transaction or the particular contract has got deployed on the Ethereum blockchain. Now you can see, if you scroll down, you can see here that we have deployed contracts inside which addition contract has got deployed successfully. Now to test whether our function is actually working, we can simply put some value over here. You can see the format. So we'll have to enter two numbers. So let's say we have the first number as 10 and the second number as 30. And if we simply click on this add button, what we'll get, let's see. Here you can see we are getting the value 40. That means our code is working successfully. So I hope this particular code helps you to understand how we can add numbers inside Solidity. For more such videos, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell icon and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Please join me on Telegram, and thanks for watching. Have a good day ahead.